Hello, and welcome to the graduation for the class of 2020. Thank you to our talented musicians for opening this program with the honoring of our flag and their innovative performance of the Star-Spangled Banner. It's amazing what you can do from afar. I would like to begin by thanking everyone who has made this event possible. It has taken the quick planning of our teachers, staff, and district operations team to pull our event together. You may be listening to this message as you drive through our graduation procession or at a later date, Please know that more than anything, each of our staff members wishes they could be here, shaking your hand and offering you the type of congratulations that symbolizes their pride in your accomplishments and their care for you as an individual. I would like to also acknowledge our superintendent, Dr. Ludwig, who will personally be on stage to see each of you as you receive your diploma, and our school board members who also will join us today. Today, you will hear from Dr. Ludwig, our school board chair, Regan Molitor, and your valedictorian, Rodina Abdel Halim. We will begin with a greeting and message from our school board chair, Regan Molitor.
Congratulations, class of 2020. On behalf of your West Linn-Wilsonville School Board, I am delighted to be here on your special day. While the conclusion of your high school career came to an end a little more abruptly than anticipated, you, class of 2020, have demonstrated resilience in moving forward and making the most of this new way of celebrating your once-in-a-lifetime milestone moment. Resilience is defined as one's ability to adapt positively to adversity. What life has thrown at you your senior year, with canceled prom, virtual awards ceremonies, revamped AP testing from home, canceled sports events, musical performances and theater productions, and even a reimagined graduation ceremony. This is life testing your resilience. The class of 2020 has definitively risen to life's present challenges. You have repeatedly demonstrated grace when faced with adversity. You have let the world know that while events may be taken away from you, your achievements in reaching today cannot. Oscar Wilde famously said, "We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars." The truth is, everyone, whether they admit it or not, has their own challenges, struggles, and life issues. It is a natural part of being human, and those tough moments can make us feel like we are in the gutter. But we can choose how we react to those situations. We can choose to remain in the gutter and let life's bumps defeat us, or we can choose to use challenges as an opportunity to reach for the stars and achieve something far greater than we ever imagined. The end of your senior year has been fraught with difficult moments, yet you have chosen to take steps forward and seek new opportunities to overcome the setbacks. You, rightfully, were not content looking at the muck in the gutter. You looked up and demanded the stars. Class of 2020, may you continue to not give up when faced with challenges, and may you continue to know and believe you are greater than any challenges with which you are faced. Stay strong, stay determined, and continue to look at the stars.
And now I would like to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Kathy Ludwig.
Graduates, families, friends, teachers, staff, board members, we recognize, honor, and celebrate the senior class of 2020 and the official completion of their high school requirements. Congratulations. 40 years ago, another landscape changed forever in the Pacific Northwest. Mount St. Helens erupted. Classified as the most disastrous volcanic eruption in U.S. history, on May 18, 1980, a hot billowing cloud rose 80,000 feet into the air and blew ash across 11 states and 2 Canadian provinces. Snow, ice, and several entire glaciers on the volcano melted, forming volcanic mudslides that reached as far as the Columbia River. Homes were flattened, cars were submerged in ash, and residents wore face masks to protect their lungs. 57 people died. Hundreds of square miles were reduced to wasteland. Thousands of animals were killed. Those who remember the event well described it as apocalyptic, eerie, atomic, and an act of nature that nobody could stop. Despite 2 months of rumbling earthquakes and a growing bulge on the north side of the mountain, The night before was quiet. The morning was tranquil. And then life changed dramatically. Unexpected events will occur in our lives. They will disrupt, cause damage, shake our way of being and doing, and they may bring fear or even fatality. But they also have the enormous ability to bring about transformation. Today, Mount St. Helens is a renewed place of wonder, thriving despite the devastation. One scientist describes purple-blue wildflowers called prairie lupins took root after the eruption. The first seeds of these wildflowers created a microhabitat that allowed other plant species to thrive. These plants trapped debris and lured insects, which further enriched the soil. Then gophers tunneled through the earth, mixing up this rich soil created by the lupin and creating more places for new plants to grow. These new plants attracted elk and other mammals. Every organism that was there before the eruption is now back, just in different abundances and different ways. The unexpected can be transformative if we give it time and the opportunity. Today's unexpected pandemic has disrupted your lives. I'm truly sorry that you're missing out on a typical graduation pomp and circumstance. Believe me, you deserve the recognition and the specialness of the day. It's okay to have a sense of loss for a tradition that you have imagined for many years. But I've heard that over the last few weeks you've exercised tremendous resolve to adapt and become wildly creative, embracing the newness of the circumstances and memorializing it with a sense of pride and honor. You are planting new seeds of celebration where it feels barren. You are transforming the landscape. In one of the beloved children's stories, Christopher Robin turns to comfort a discouraged Winnie the Pooh by saying, "Pooh, you're braver than you believe, and stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think." There's nothing like a global pandemic to thrust the entire planet into the biggest reimagining of all time. Every one of us has learned how to do something different in the last few months, different than we ever did it before. And we're learning how to be braver, stronger, and smarter than we believed we could be. If there's a line that I would add to Christopher Robin's advice, it would be, "And you can be kinder today than yesterday." We've witnessed tremendous acts of kindness and compassion over the last months all over the world. The human spirit is adapting and reconnecting in new and tender and magnificent ways. And so, graduates, I wish you all the happiness in your journey ahead. Remain prepared for life to bring unexpected events your way. Be open to joy and newness that can come, even during pain and hardships. Look for the lupins to sprout from the ash. Stay brave, be strong, and be kind whenever you can. Good luck to you all.
It is my pleasure to introduce your valedictorian, Rodina Abdul-Halim. Rodina will be attending Johns Hopkins University, where she plans to study math and neuroscience. We are so proud of you. Rodina?
I first moved to the school district in 7th grade. I didn't know very much English, and I barely had 2 friends. A couple weeks in, I was fixing my hijab in the bathroom when one of my friends grabbed it and ran, throwing it in the garbage. Since then, I started noticing the uncomfortable stares and the confused double takes I caused people. I started to realize that the wrapped scarf around my head turned me into an oppressed terrorist in need of guidance. Middle school was a rough time for everyone, and I for sure was an exception. I remember when I first saw the plaques on the wall with pictures of past valedictorians. I knew what I wanted to achieve. Through high school, I kept myself busy with extracurriculars and schoolwork, not allowing myself to enjoy the moments I was living. Having my face on that wall was my goal. Maybe that'll show people that we aren't uneducated. We're as normal as the next person. I kept pulling all-nighters instead of making memories with my friends, studying on the weekends instead of spending time with my baby sister. I'll have time to make up those memories at the end of senior year, or so I thought. If I knew Friday, March the 13th, was the last day of my senior year, I wouldn't have raced so quickly to my car to get home. Because right now, I would give anything to take one of Fowler's dreaded pop quizzes. I would give anything to listen to one of Hanlon's therapy sessions. Senior year was supposed to be the year we made friends with the people we hadn't taken the time to know. We all looked forward to the day we got to walk across the stage alongside our best friends. But now we don't get that memory. We don't get our yearbook signed. We don't get our senior prom. We don't get our grad night. But if any class could handle it, it'd be ours. We have Sierra Ross, who's a literal fashion icon. Vincent, who will start playing the violin in the middle of class. Melody, whose kindness makes it impossible to not be friends with her. Nathan Harmon, who will be representing us in London. Casey, who has 1.3 million TikTok likes. Sydney Byun, whose dark humor got us through one too many classes. And lunch would not be the same if Isaiah isn't skating around in the parking lot. Our class went from losing to the freshman float sophomore year to claiming first place senior year. As 8th graders, our class did put 10,000 ladybugs in the boys' bathroom, courtesy President James. Our class is iconic. Even though we don't get to experience all the milestones that come with being a senior, we had a great senior year. It's crazy to think that in a few months we're all going our separate ways, playing roles in other people's stories. So I want to thank you for being a part of mine. You don't know when the next Friday, March the 13th will be, so don't procrastinate making memories.
I would like to personally thank the class of 2020 for welcoming me into the Wildcat community as your new principal this year. I immediately grew an appreciation for your school pride, dedication to your goals, commitment and care for each other, and the importance of leaving campus at lunch. When we started back in August, we could not have imagined that your school year would have ended so abruptly. That March 13th would be the last day many of you walked through our halls, or that frantic attempt to get out of the parking lot would be your last. We definitely would not have imagined that today's graduation would be a drive-through event on our campus, with your teachers and all of the Wildcat staff wearing masks and standing physically distanced from you. And we clearly now know that is our reality. I am sorry for the loss you have experienced, the lack of closure that has ensued, and this is not how we would have hoped that your senior year would end. History has chosen this moment, has chosen you, the class of 2020, to be written into the history books. I have begun to wonder how the story will be told. Will we hear about the pandemic, the science, the medical interventions, and terrible loss of life? Will they talk about schools closing, everyone wearing masks, and people being quarantined in their homes? And as they write these history books, will there be mention about the incredible response from our students who continued to grow through this? You see, what has become clear to me is that how we respond to this challenge and learn from our experiences will be what matters most. For the past 4 years, you have modeled your resilience, grit, and determination. This senior class has led Wilsonville High School to earning the 5A OSAA Cup for the second year in a row. This award is the highest award given by the OSAA and exemplifies overall excellence by our school in academics, activities, and athletics. It honors and recognizes all of you and is a reflection of the hard work, dedication, and passion our school community represents. In the past few months, we have celebrated our senior sports and activity seasons, announced the awards, scholarship, and recognition you have earned. In this process, many of our seniors shared their own learning and reflections. Your classmates have offered this advice. Don't take any day for granted. Live and learn each day like it could be your last day at school. Ask for help. See opportunities in challenges. Be your own inspiration and motivation. And finally, from one of your classmates, don't blow off steam that was meant to turn your gears. Let the words of your own classmates help you find purpose and keep you on your path forward. You have now seen global impacts that we could have never imagined. Bluer skies and clearer waters, and animals returning to their natural habitats. You've witnessed international scientists collaborating at lightning speed, inventors, seamstresses, and innovators designing and providing much needed equipment to first responders and those in need, including our own robotics team creating face shields and ear protectors for our local community. You have seen industry, healthcare, business, and education learn new ways of operating and providing services. You have witnessed the power of global thinking, critical thinking, and problem solving. I know many of you have seen the power of kindness and compassion. You see, while we left our campus on March 13th, learning wasn't confined to our classrooms. And while I know we all would have much rather finished this school year in our schools with the traditions and rituals you had been looking forward to, we have all been given a new lens through which we experience learning that is unprecedented. So when I think about those history books and the story that will be told, my hope is that you are written in it, not for what you missed out on, but for what you did with the learning that you gained. Take the reins and lead the way. I imagine that you, the class of 2020, will be remembered forever, and that the best is yet to come. Congratulations to the class of 2020. You did it. And now we will present you with your diplomas. Congratulations, class of 2020. You are now official graduates of Wilsonville High School. So wherever you are at, grab your cap and throw it in the air. Congratulations.